Hi all. Today we are gonna discuss on the topic called malware analysis. Okay, I'm Jayalavanya, Assistant Professor of CS Department. So let's dive into the topic. So here we are gonna topic see about MS Office macro analysis and PDF file analysis. Okay, let us discuss one by one. So MS Office macro analysis. So both this, malicious Microsoft Office macros and PDF files or the common vectors for delivering some malware, often through some phishing attack. So anti-malware analysis for these file types involves a combination of static and dynamic analysis to uncover some malicious code or deobfuscate it and understand its ultimate objective. Okay, so first we are gonna discuss this MS Office macro analysis, right? So this what we'll do is that macros, it's a small program which is typically written in VB or some application that is used to automate the task in Microsoft Office files. So attackers embed malicious macros that execute the commands to download and run malware when a user enables them. Okay. And apart from that, what we'll do is that this analysis involves a combination of static and dynamic techniques, right? To dissect these files and identify the threats. Okay, let's see that. The first is that static analysis. So here it involves like file format identification, macro extraction, string analysis, deobfuscation, or relationship file inspection. Okay, yeah. And this file format identification or inspection, what we'll do is that like newer office documents, say example like docx or xlsx or open xml formats, which are essentially the zip archives containing the xml files and other components. Analysis tools can deconstruct this archive to inspect its contents for anomalies. Like older .doc and .xls files use a different format, that is OLE2, which requires some specialized tools. Okay, and apart from that, we have like there are so many things which has happened under the file format identification. Okay, so what we'll do is that here in turn this will be doing some analysis based on the values which you are providing. Okay, and to detect whether it is present or not. And next, like max to macro extraction, using like only a VBA, that is a part of only tools package to extract and analyze the VBA code. So it automatically decompresses the streams and highlights the suspicious keywords, that is auto executable function and obfuscation techniques. And next, like string analysis, that search the document for hidden or obfuscated strings that might contain URL, file name, or the API call. The tools like Zipdom can be used to search for the strings within the Office Open XML files, which are essentially the zip archives. Okay. And next, like deobfuscation. So malicious macro code is often obfuscated within the techniques like string reversal or hexadecimal encoding or junk code insertion, and only VBA that can automatically decode many of this. So while complex cases require manual deobfuscation. And next, like relationship file inspection in open XML files, look at .rels files that for external resource sources. So attackers can use this template injection to load a remote or a malicious template when the user opens the document. Okay. And next topic is that a dynamic analysis. So dynamic analysis involves executing the macro in a safe environment, like a sandbox virtual machine, to observe its behavior. The first is that VBA emulator. So use a VBA emulation engine like Viper Monkey, which is written in Python and designed to analyze and deobfuscate, okay, the deobfuscate or the logic, okay. So this, you know, will be used in VBA macros. And next, like debugging. So this is all we know, like, but in case of like a PDF for macro in terms of here, it will be represented as debugging. We have to set some breakpoint, right? And step through the VBA code to absorb its execution flow and manually deobfuscate the logic. So this can reveal its purpose of obscure functions and variables. Okay. Yeah, okay. Now we are gonna see is about sandbox execution. So the run the document in a secure sandbox like Cuckoo to capture the process creation, network activity, and file modification, which is triggered by the macro. Okay. So this is these kind of all stuffs will be coming under the MS Office macro analysis. And apart from that, we have some key tools for the static as well as for dynamic analysis. If you take like for key tools for static analysis, like OEV tool, as we have discussed, it is a Python library with tools like OLEVPA to extract and analyze the VBA macros and OLEID that's to check for potentially harmful characteristics. Okay. And next, like zipdump.py, it's a tool for examining the contents of open XML file archives. And next, like Yara rules, are the custom patterns that can be used to scan the file for specific strings or the binary pattern which is associated with known malware families. Okay. And in terms of dynamic analysis, if you take, what are the key techniques involved in dynamic analysis? Anti-sandbox evasion, the attackers are aware of sandboxes and can program the malware to remain the dormant until some specific conditions are met, such as checking for the human interaction or a specific date, or advanced sandboxes use the techniques to deceive this evasion. Okay. And next, like living off the land binaries, that is LOTL binaries. Macros may not contain the final payload, but instead use some legitimate Windows binaries and script like LOLBAS, like the partial, to execute malicious actions. And next, like dynamic analysis is to key is to detecting this type of abuse. And next, like hybrid analysis, we know hybrid, which combines both static as well as dynamic analysis, which provides a most comprehensive view, which helps to detect the threats or that hides from one technique or the other. Okay. And what are the anti-malware protections and integrations we can go through? Like the first, like Microsoft anti-malware scanning interface, like AMSI, a standard that allows applications including Office VBA macros to integrate with any installed anti-malware product when a script is about to be executed. Okay. uh, AMSI scans the content for some malicious pattern. Okay. And next, like heuristic and behavioral deduction, these engines identify the malicious file by analyzing the behavior rather than relying solely on known signatures, allowing for the detection of zero-day threats and polymorphic malware. And what are the micro defender for Office 365? Like it provides a layered protection for email attachments and cloud storage like SharePoint and OneDrive. Okay, the features include like save attachments, scan the attachments in a sandbox before they can be opened, by the users. Okay, next like safe documents, which scans the documents open in protected view for enterprise environments. And next like zero or auto push, that is ZAP. Okay, automatically quarantines the email containing malware after they have been delivered. And next, like malicious file detection services. So cloud-based services like Virtuous Total and hybrid analysis, which use like multiple antivirus engines and sandboxes to detect the threats and provide detailed reports on a malicious behavior. Okay, so this is all about the MS Office macro analysis. Okay, and next we will discuss on uh, what is what are the features involved in PDF file analysis. Okay, so what is the PDF file analysis? So malicious PDF exploits vulnerabilities in PDF readers or use some social engineering to trick the users into executing malicious actions such as clicking a link or enabling a embedded content. Okay, and so what are the PDF files available? Like in case of static analysis, if you take, right, it has some file identification. So begin with pdf id.py to get an overview. Okay, so next, at static analysis of a PDF reveals the structure and contents without rendering it, right? The first like file identification, which begins with the pdfid.py to get an overview of a PDF's properties and assess the suspicious features such as the number of JavaScript or open action tags. Okay, and next like structural analysis, what we'll do is that, so here um, it will use tools like the PDF or the PDF parser.py or ppdf to parse the file structure, which lists the all objects and inspect their contents. So this can help identify the obfuscated JavaScript or the embedded files. Okay. Next, like embedded code extraction. So extract and examine the objects containing the code such as JavaScript, slash JavaScript, or the embedded file, slash embedded files. Okay, and so here, like many online and offline tools can help to deobfuscating the code to uncover its true functions. Okay, and next like exploit identification, we have to check for some known exploit signatures or specific objects and tags that suggest a vulnerability that is being targeted. Okay, and next like metadata analysis, review the file's metadata for unusual information such as the creator or the creation date that might indicate malicious intent. Okay, yeah. And there is one more case, like before going for integrated tools, there is like a dynamic analysis. So dynamic analysis, it's crucial for observing its malicious behavior, or that may only trigger during the rendering. Okay. What about a sandbox execution? So we have to open, say like the particular the cases or the um, what are the behavior we have to open, and you have to open the PDF in an isolated environment to monitor its behavior and look for any attempts to download further payloads, and you have to contact command and control server or exploit vulnerability. And next topic like network traffic analysis, we have to use a tool like Wireshark to capture and examine the network traffic generated when the PDF is open. So this can reveal the connections to malicious domain or the download of additional malware. And next, like JavaScript analysis, we have to use a tool that emulates the JavaScript engine in a PDF reader to analyze its code. So this can help in understanding the obfuscated or malicious functions without running the risk of infecting the system. Okay, and some platforms often use here like integrated here to use some analysis centralized approach to analyzing both file types. First, like online sandboxes, services like a virus total, hybrid analysis, or any run automatically analyze the file behavior upon the submission and provide the reports on detected threats or extracted indicators of compromise and network activity. Okay, and next, like malware analysis framework, the Remax toolkit is a Linux distributed packed with tools for analyzing both Office macros and PDF files. Okay, like we all know, like PDF files, PDF or PDF parser or Olidiba or Fiber Monkey. Yeah, so this is all comes under the PDF analysis. Okay, and similar to that, we have like a PDF analysis in anti-malware. Apart from this, what are the topics involved? If you take, there are some cases where we have to use start with the sandbox. So first, like you have to use this as sandbox. You have to run the PDF in a sandbox first to quickly see its behavior and identify it as a malicious if possible. And next, like if you take, we have to search for perform some in-depth static analysis. So if the dynamic analysis is inconclusive or the file is complex, perform a static analysis to examine the code more deeply and find any hidden threats. Okay. And next, like use multiple tools. Combine different tools for both static and dynamic analysis to get a more comprehensive understanding of the threat. Okay. And next, to upload to virus total. After initial analysis, upload the file to the virus total to get the information. Okay, from multiple antivirus engines. Okay, so this is about the integrated tools. Okay, and so in this video, we have discussed on the topic called anti malware analysis. That is how is used in PDF file as well as for some MS Office macro analysis. Okay, and also we have seen the various static and dynamic analysis that is involved in both PDF file as well as MS Office macro analysis. Okay, and what are the integration tools it is used separately, and what are the common tools available. Okay, so this is how you can able to do the operations which is performed over here. So thank you all.